So let's have a look at a strainer assembly that's been made by our good friends at Farmworx. We have 2.4 150 to 175 pine strainer, also a strut post and another strut post across the other side here. The strut that runs between the post and the strut post is 3 metres long. Now if you start to get too short on your strut post and get sort of less than 2.4 metres, and if you are straining across quite a distance, with a shorter strut you may get, if the strain is too hard, you may get your strainer post from lifting. So the recommendation is a strut at least 3 metres long. If you have a look down here, of course, that they've tied this off very well. This is a wire just to tie everything in there. They've used a Strainright crimp and tied it off beautifully. We've got 790/30 Stockgrip, which is a Waratah product. Use the crimps every metre or so just to hold that tight. And of course on top is a 2.5 Tyeasy wire on top. That's the electric wire. And then we've got a 2.5 millimetre Tyeasy wire at the top of the stock grip and also at the bottom, just to give it a little bit more integrity. Let's get through here, but the electric fence isn't working, which is good. They've used, for every time they've tied off, they've used a crimp and also tied it off beautifully. And also that's that's been tied off, crimped and tied off on the top salvage wire of the stock grip. If we go to the steel post, now these are steel post 1.8. We do recommend the Gallagher insulators. It's a Gallagher Pinlock insulator. If you have a look at the thickness in there between wire and steel post, that there is no way that's going to short. There are some cheaper insulators out there on the market, but after a year or two the UV does struggle. They do start to crack, and of course you'll have your electricity starting to leak back through into your steel post. Down here with the GIO steel posts, you can see the different holes, and they have a number of holes running down there, which of course you can tie off. Now the guys here have run the top salvage wire through the post, but if you have a look down here where they've actually tied it off with a GIO clip, and these clips just basically clip straight into the hole one side and clip through the hole down the bottom, and that holds it beautifully. And of course I've done one at the bottom as well. I just want to show you this. The boys these days, the contractors, are using fiberglass rod that drill a hole through, and they drill through into the strut, and they bang this fiberglass rod in through there to hold the strut in place. And of course down this end they've just drilled both ends and have put the fiberglass rod on there, but to finish it off, of course, they have drilled it through and just banged this fiberglass rod. Now this fiberglass rod is very strong, and the reason that this is being used now and not using steel rod is that over a few years the chemicals that are actually in these these pine posts have been treated with, the steel, it starts to corrode and basically fall to bits, probably about 4 or 5 years after it. So they've gone to the fiberglass rod. That's very strong, and it certainly helps keep the whole strainer and strut assembly together. Here we have the electric fence, and of course we've got the Bullnose insulator tied off. Beautiful tie here. If you have a look at the tie that the guys have done, it's a beautiful knot, cleaned up, and of course broken off right at the joint, so there's no sharp bits and pieces, and they've done it all the way down, and including the stock grip fencing. That's a great job. Of course, up here we've got the Bullnose insulator. We have the electric wire, or the the Undergate cable that's come through. That's just been twitched on. I believe that's enough to do the job. And of course that runs under this personnel gate and comes up the other side to connect the fence. Here's a Cyclone personnel gate, very similar. It's a hand-shore gate. It's got the small rungs at the bottom, and of course the gradient, the holes basically get bigger on the way up. Yeah, look, that's about it as far as this fence goes. We'll just go through it again. We've got the pine posts, of course. You know, Cowaramup Agency supplies all this. We've got the pine posts, we've got the pine strainers, we've got the struts. We choose to supply the Waratah products, Tyeasy wire, the Stockgrip fencing, which is a wonderful fabricated fencing. We do have the inshore gates that run from width of from 1 metre right up to 4.8 metres, and of course we have all the Gallagher electric fencing gear, right from energisers right through to Bullnose insulators, steel post insulators, wood post insulators, cutout switches, all that sort of stuff we do have in stock at Cowaramup. So if you're looking for any of this, just give us a ring. You know that the majority of this stuff is available ex-store.